Are you guys having car troubles? Oh, that sucks. Well, I'll tell you what. Some of you guys cannot find parts for your cars, and I really hate that for you guys. And that's the hard part. Parts are expensive, but you know what? That's why there's a junkyard. There's other makes and models just like yours, or even the same as yours, and you just don't know that those parts fit. And I'm gonna show you how. Now here is our first example. Toyota, Lexus, Scion. Not a lot of people know that those three brands are actually owned by Toyota. Toyota is a massive manufacturer, and they like to interchange their parts with most of their vehicles. Meaning that this Lexus right here has some of the same parts as that Camry right there. And this Sienna right here is almost identical to the Corolla. A lot of the alternators, compressors, sometimes even whole transmissions are completely interchangeable with these Toyotas. So let's say you have a Toyota Prius and you want to use a Scion transmission. Well, you're in luck. The Scion XB hybrid, they are interchangeable. And that is a good thing because not a lot of people know that. And not a lot of people are going to come for a Toyota Prius thinking that they can pull it out of a Scion. How do you know what part you need? Here's how. Every part has a part number. Everything has a specific placement and a specific way that it was built. And that's why it's important to do your research and find out what parts from what vehicles fit into your vehicle. My friend here, he's got a 2005-6 Camry. I'm not sure on the year exactly, but I know that those years are the same. So he gave me a call and he said, hey man, my alternator blew out. What should I do? And I said, well, what year's your Camry? Got all the information. And I found out that his Camry was compatible with the ES300 and with one of the Scions. Now ain't that crazy? And all that information I gave him, it helped him out a lot. But the thing was, he didn't really have time to come over here and do all of that shabam, take out the alternator, go back home, put it in. So what he ended up doing is calling one of our mechanics. He got it taken out for him. He just came and picked it up right after work. And all he did is put in those 2 bolts on that alternator and he was able to take his kids to school again. That's a marvelous thing. Honda. Not a lot of people know this, but Honda actually owns Acura. This Accord right here is almost the same as the Acura TL or TSX. Now, why is that? They look nothing alike. Well, they don't need to look alike because up here in this compartment right here, everything is the same. The alternator, the compressor, the engine, the transmission, it's all the same. The only thing that changes really is the exhaust system. Now we are in the Ford section. They are all a family with Mercury, Lincoln, and sometimes even Mazda. The Mazda 3, believe it or not, has one of the same Ford engines that you use in your everyday common Ford. Like this Mustang right here, this Mustang has had the same body style for almost 10 years. Almost all the parts are interchangeable, especially from the V8. Now this right here is a 4.0 Ford Explorer. Ford Explorers are practically Ford Rangers and nobody knows it. It's got the same engine as the Ford Ranger, same transmission, same axle, sometimes even the same interior parts, and nobody notices. Almost every Ford carries the same engine. In fact, the F-150s from these same years, they actually had this 4.0 in it too if you order the V6 model. And that's why checking and knowing what you're looking at is important because you might end up with the wrong motor or wrong transmission and nobody wants that. Now we are in the Chevy section. Now Chevys are very infamous for having interchangeable parts. And here's why. It's not actually a Chevy. It's a GM. GM owns Pontiac, Chevy, Cadillac, Saturn. That's most of the cars on the road right there. And if we look right here, we got a beautiful Monte Carlo. This is a V6 right here, probably a 3.5 or a 3.7. And you can pull either of those out of a Camaro, a Grand Prix, a Buick, really any car. This car right here, got the same engine as this car. It's insane. And nobody knows these little tiny details. This car right here, man, I don't know what happened, but you know what? The engine's still probably good and it's changeable with that one and that one over there. Ain't that crazy? It's the little things that you gotta look for in these cars to be able to identify what it is that you're looking for and how to get it. Otherwise, you'll end up with a Ford part inside of a Chevy and nobody wants that. Now, this right here is a Saturn Vue. Now, not a lot of people know this, but this is technically a GMC Terrain, an early model. Why is that important? Well, because a lot of people don't know that you can actually come get the parts from the Saturn Vue for your Terrain. Now, not necessarily the parts from out here, because obviously the vehicles don't look the same, but the parts from in there are really where it counts. That's where all of your money goes, and that's how your car stays functioning. Just like this Buick right here, it's got a 3.8. This Buick is compatible with a Rendezvous. Rendezvous is the big, sporty SUV from the early 2000s that, well, a lot of people purchased it, and it ended up being a really good car. And some people even still use it to this day as farm vehicles or even daily drivers. GMC Envoy. Now this is a really special car because nobody knows that the GMC Envoy is the same as the Chevy Trailblazer and the Chevy Blazer. GMC, realistically, it is Chevy. And that's why I'm about to show you how you can tell. Dodge makes Vortec engines, Chevy make Vortec engines, but nobody is going to label it like Chevy does. 4200 is nice and clean. I mean, you can almost just look at it and tell that that is, well, a Blazer. A couple of weeks ago, I had a customer call me on the phone. We were on the phone for about 15 minutes, and it was a pretty sad conversation, I'll tell you. I really felt bad for this guy. He seemed really upset. He was telling me that he could not find any rocker arms for his 5.7 Chevy. And well, I wanted to help him out really bad. And when he called, I answered the phone and I told him, well, do you know that your car's compatible with almost every other Chevy in the fleet? He said, there's no way. It can't be. So I told him, well, come on down. I'll help you out. I'll explain to you what's interchangeable and what's not. So he made his way down to the junkyard. He came over here. I met up with him in person and I gave him a list of cars. He said it's impossible that all those cars fit for my car. But when he came out here, he found out that this 5.7 is the same as every other 5.7 in the fleet. And he left so happy. In fact, he was able to fix his car that night and take his kids to school the next day. That's progress. We're here because this car right here in particular is compatible with the Dodge Dart. How do I know that? Well, they got the same engine, transmission, the whole thing up here, all the same. And I have a friend. He has a 2013 Chrysler 200. He loves that thing like it is his own child. He drives it to work every single day. He tells me about how much he loves that car every single day. And then he called me about maybe 2 months ago and he told me, hey man, I need some help. My thermostat blew out and I don't know what to do. I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars at the dealership and I don't really know how to fix it myself. So I told him, well, come on down to the junkyard and I'll take care of you. You're my buddy. So we're gonna make things work. He came over, I told him, well, you're in luck because that motor is the same as the Dodge Dart. And we got plenty of Dodge Darts here. He told me there's no way, it's impossible. Well, when he made his way out here and he got to the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram section, he opened up the hood to the Dodge Dart and he said, wow, it is the same. And just like that, he fixed the problem in his car. All it took him was one trip to the junkyard and a little bit of work. He was able to start that car and go back to work the very next moment. That's progress and efficiency, and that's what people want in their vehicles. My neighbor, he has a 2009 Nissan Maxima. I told him, I said, it's a pretty old car, man. And it is crashed in the back, almost completely totaled. The rear end is so far smashed in, I could sit in there like it's a couch. It's bad. I told him, why don't you just sell the car to the junkyard? Or maybe even try to fix it. He said, well, the repair shops, they quoted me $16,000. And that's way more than the price of the car right now. And he just doesn't want to junk it because the car means so much to him. Well, you know what I told him? I said, brother, there's no way you can get that car to run again. There's no way. You would need to cut the car in half and bring the other half of the car and put it back together. He looked at me and he said, well, you know what? I'm willing to make it happen because it'll still come out cheaper than it will in the shop. Now that is junkyard work. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoy learning information about cars, I think you guys should smash that like button. But on the off chance that you are having issues like this with your vehicle and you don't know what vehicles are interchangeable with yours, I suggest doing your research. Maybe even giving the junkyard a call. We'd be more than willing to help you guys out and find the parts that you need. As after all, it is what we do. That's not it. I want you guys to hit that subscribe button with, just like that. I want you to hit that subscribe button. I don't want no exceptions. That subscribe button better be on the ground tonight. On the ground. And then, if you guys enjoy Central Florida Pick and Pay and you enjoy my stupidity, make sure you come back for more.